G'day and welcome to the Investor Motivation Podcast. My name's Goudie and today I've got the lovely
Rachael Todman.
G'day, Rach. How are you?
I'm good. How are you going?
Good, thanks.
That's good.
What's the date today? We are the 19th.
19th of December.
Last day of work for us.
Yeah, it is.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we've had a fantastic year. Time for a break.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah. Everyone's excited, but everyone's ready. So, yeah,
Yep.
like you said, it's been an awesome year, but yeah, we all need a break.
Absolutely. So, Christmas is ahead of us and thought we'd do a quick podcast. Today we're chatting about something that everyone should be thinking about, that is scams. All the ways that people are trying to get at us. And Rachel, you've been doing a bit of research on this and a bit of homework, and we're putting together a presentation that we can present to our clients as well, because this affects everyone, and I think it's something we need to spend some more time on, and it's
Educating, yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things is that if you get caught out by a scam, you're not actually naive. They're really clever in what they're doing. And it's, not being smarter. It's about slowing down things, because they prey on urgency, so making you second guess things. So, it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, and I've seen, what I would class as highly intelligent people get done by this. So, and this is where, when we see the numbers on scams, you see the stats and they say, well, this is probably far under what's actually happened, because people, quite rightly so, are probably a bit embarrassed. And
that can hold people back from getting help, and also potentially recovering funds. So, one of the key messages is, if it does happen to you, don't feel that shame. Don't try to hide it. The more people know as well you share, you can report it on ScamWatch. So that also helps other people identify things that, to look out for. So, knowledge is power.
In terms of money recovery, where it goes wrong, I think if something happens with our credit cards through the banks, I think they've got their insurance because they want to keep the integrity of a very profitable side of their business.
Yeah.
So you got some protection there, but where you're transferring money from your own bank account, or you're going out and buying, vouchers? The iTunes vouchers.
Yeah, and we'll talk about some of the ways in which they do target people as well.
Yes, but
as we go along.
But getting money back is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's just so much of it. There's not the resources available to investigate a lot of them either.
Yeah.
So it's massive.
Yep. And a large portion of the people that are involved in this scamming, they're not based here in Australia, so they really don't come under our laws, our jurisdictions. So, our local authorities, the police and, the AFP, are they going to be there to try to find someone that's in a different country? And the answer is, well, it's probably going to be beyond their scope.
Yeah, and I think, it's definitely just resources as well, that they, just don't have the time and, effort that it takes to uncover these guys.
Yep. So there's many very different types of scams. I think we'll go through a bit of an overview of, let's first talk about the way people are getting at us, or trying to get at us as a starting point, Rach.
Yeah. So a lot of it, I guess the common one we see is through text messages and phone calls. Click here, confirm your details. Also, pressure and threats is one. So again, creating that urgency and panic in people. If you don't do this, then your account will be closed. You'll be arrested. There's all types of things and ways that they're trying to get at us. You mentioned payment methods, so weird payment methods. So crypto, might be preloaded cards, Apple gift vouchers. I remember they had a run. So even shopping at Coles, I was getting some gift vouchers and they were handing out scam flyers to me at the register and saying, I have to give you this. Yep. So, it just goes to show what they're doing at the moment. What else? They got incredible deals. So, again, that fear of missing out, something on the internet, we're always shopping for a bargain.
Yep.
Limited time, making you rush into that purchase. And of course, investment scams as well, which is massive. promising high returns, and
Yeah, and this is where I've probably seen some, people going to buy $1,000 worth of iTunes vouchers or some type of vouchers. That hurts, or someone being, sucked in by a linked the toll operator,
yeah, okay,
where we've all received those messages, and sometimes it's just a real timing issue that you happen to use the toll. One of my family members, this happened to them, and my family member is cynical, is careful, and highly intelligent. A few biases there, but he went through a toll the day prior, and that day he got a text message. He goes, "Oh, gee, that's good timing. They must have got my rego." And $35 later. So you can imagine the amount of messages that have been sent. But these investment scams, this is where the numbers can get really large and actually affect people's balance sheet.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Not only that, just the stress with it as well. People that have had, they're close to retirement, and all of a sudden it's dwindled back. They've been taken advantage of. Yeah. It's really stressful.
Very good. So, Rach, I think it's worth us throwing a couple of case studies that we're physically seen here in the office, and we know that solicitors, where there's transactions, real estate agents, and our industry are targets, particularly solicitors and real estate agents, and that's because they are handling settlements for properties all the time. So I've heard locally, but I can probably more talk about a couple of things that we've seen here, and then we'll launch into some of the red flags. But I had a call from a general insurance agent. He said, "Rob, I've got a client that's looking at a fixed interest investment, and I suggested before he does anything that he should speak to you." Now I did the research as requested and I gave the feedback to the agent, the general insurance agent, and essentially it was a sharp-looking website based in Sydney, but the numbers they were quoting in terms of the return were obviously far too high. And I said I would not touch this with a barge pole. It looks risky. Yes, the website looks legitimate. It had AFSL numbers, the Australian Financial Services Licence. Everything looked legitimate. And he handed over $200,000.
Okay.
Even after he said, "Don't do it." And this just shows how clever these scammers are. These are professional criminals.
It's their job. It's their career, isn't it?
It is their job and career. And I probably get a little bit annoyed when they call these people bad actors. Like, they're good actors, but these are just criminals. I think calling them a bad actor is downplaying. So that's one live example that we saw here in our office, where nothing to do with the client. I don't know who it is or never met him, but the warning signs were there based on an exceptional return.
Yeah, and that's as simple as it can be. If just something feels a little bit off, then do your research, which didn't help in this scenario, unfortunately. But it's normally something small that feels off that you just need to delve deeper and just slow things down. Right. If they've got that pressure.
Ray, do you think if someone's approaching you out of the blue, whether this is a phone call, an email, a text message, any particular way, this is not someone that's in your small town or someone that's local, that you're getting a call from someone you don't know, trying to convince you to do something, provide personal information, anything like that, is it just, in that scenario, is it just hang up in this day and age?
Yes, I think so. If someone calls me and they claim to be from the bank and whatever else, I still hang up on them because they'll ask for your date of birth and all the standard stuff that we accustomed to giving in the past. And I just, shut it down. So I know my bank will never call me to ask me to move money. So if it's something that I thought, maybe there's some truth to it, then I would get the number off the website directly, not following any links that you've been given, or get the number directly off, say, your bank.
Right. And so ring them and say, "Hey, did you guys try to call me?" And or physically go into the branch.
Yes.
Talk if you can find
Yeah.
someone to talk to. Give them, walk in and see. And obviously, I very much doubt that the ATO, have time to call anyone. They don't.
They don't.
They don't have the resources to do it. So I think, in our country, obviously it's a wealthy country, so we are absolutely a target, and people are trusting.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are trusting, but unfortunately, I'm telling clients that you actually now have to physically not trust anyone.
Yeah.
If it's just a cold call out of the blue, you don't know these people, then it's hang up, delete, don't click. Now let's talk about emails. This is, I suppose, a whole
It's the weakest link, really, isn't it?
yeah, the phishing emails.
Yeah.
So can you explain, obviously, what these look like, what they're trying to do, Rach?
Yeah, so they'll generally, have a link here, click here. There'll be some sense of urgency, as we said, getting you to respond.
Yep.
And then, hoping just to get that initial interaction, which will then lead you down some path. Biggest thing to look for is the actual address that's on it. Actually hover over it, because that can, definitely be a quick indicator that it's not legitimate.
Yes.
Ones from your banks, they're going as far and have been for quite some time to replicate logins or the face of a bank website. You've got to just be really careful with anything. I would go directly through, if it's banking, get out of the email, go directly through your normal login with your authenticators.
So don't click, delete.
Yeah, move on.
Report it if you've got the tech nous to do so.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think another case study is well worth chatting about that. I remember being in this very office.
Yes.
And I was doing a review, and once I finished the review, that I went out and I can't remember who it was, but the staff member said, "Oh, Rob, do you want me to do that transaction for you?" And I said, "What transaction?" And so what they've done is set up a fake email address with Rob Goudie. So the staff member was receiving an email from Rob Goudie, but when you drilled down and had a look at where the email address was from, obviously that was wrong. It was nothing. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
But there was an interaction backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
So the process started.
Yeah, and we changed our processes too from that. The way we interact with our clients to make sure that we're physically getting authority, because you don't know who sits behind it.
Yeah.
They obviously went on our website too and knew who to target, as in staff-wise, who was in the room. So
they've done their reconnaissance and they've worked out who's who in the zoo.
Yeah.
And decided, that this is the way we'll go about it and we'll try our luck. And I do have, there was another case study probably a year ago that got pretty close. And thankfully the red flags were there enough that, you physically ring up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you physically ring up. And where this one went wrong, potentially for the client, potentially for us, was one of the phishing emails that the client must have received. So emails, in our view, this is where the weak point is. Yeah. If you click on a link, potentially you're giving access to someone to your computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this must have happened to our client, and we were receiving emails from our client. So her email address, her inbox, everything looked the same, but we were chatting to a criminal.
And they mimic the language. So they'd done enough research to see how, the language that she used.
They must have trawled through the sent items and saw the relationship between the client and us, giving advice, and that in the past there was legitimate withdrawals.
Yeah.
And the tone, voice they use, everything sort of lined up until it didn't, and it was a strange bank account detail. And this is where we rang the client and said, "Hey, are you?" And obviously the answer was no. And we said, "Well, someone is in your emails right now."
Yeah.
So they would be creating and writing and sending emails, deleting them quickly so that so you don't notice anything.
Yeah.
So this is how how it can potentially happen.
Yeah, and technology's caught up just on that as well. Now we've got authenticators and things like that. So, Macquarie Bank, who we use for a lot of our clients, is really up the ante with their security. So, there's definitely extra layers of protection since then as well.
Rach, we probably need to. Social media is huge. Everyone is on social media. We can't talk about scams without perhaps having a conversation around social media and how are people trying to get at people there.
How many times has your profile been replicated, Rob?
I've lost count. I'm having some luck on TikTok, particularly where I'm getting those fake ones deleted. But that's an obvious one.
Yeah. So that to give you a bit of background there, people were actually replicating Rob's profile and then trying to direct message people for whatever reason. So that's an important one to know from us. We're not going to direct message you, instigate it. So if you get something like that from anyone, that would be a red flag for me as well.
Yeah. So I think, and what they do is they replicate my profile, so it's my image, the same as my profile. They've somehow downloaded, and Rach, taught me that very early in the piece, that you've got the account wide open where they could download my videos. So Rach helped me stop that, but they make the account look the same, and so they're piggybacking. Not that my account is large or anything, but it is. Because of the industry I'm in, it's money.
It's enough to do damage, isn't it?
Correct. And I've built trust with some people. And then I suppose there's all sorts of other scams where you get direct messages. You're then directed to a WhatsApp or some other site, and it's clearly dodgy. And let's talk crypto and finance. So obviously you'll see, most people will see that stuff from a mile away.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Yeah. One that also, speaking of social media, so it's not just your Instagram and TikTok platforms, it's also can be like your Tinder and whatever the other ones are. They're actually preying on romance to lure people in, and we've seen lots of documentaries on this, and they're very cunning and make people trust them, and they're handing over money to someone that doesn't exist. So that shouldn't be underestimated as well.
So the profiles, like my fake accounts, it's that account is not me. There, you might be chatting to someone who you think looks a certain way, is a certain age, and it's just all fake. It's all just
start with little amounts and some excuse, and then before they know it, it's hundreds and thousands of dollars. So again.
I've heard recently over the last couple of days that there's a local person has flown across to a foreign country to meet some prince.
I think my mum and dad got a letter from the prince in Nigeria a couple of weeks ago. Apparently they were owed some money, so that was brilliant. He's a generous man.
The prince is still going. I can't believe it. He's been about 4 decades.
Yeah.
So, Rach, just to wind it up and say, well, what can people do? Let's say people are not tech savvy, and they've got their mobile phone, and they've got emails, a little bit of social media. For the older people that are not that tech savvy, what should they be doing? Who should they be reaching out to help?
If they're fortunate enough to have family and friends that they can trust, then that's definitely a part of it. If it's something to do with finances, so say it is an investment opportunity, talk to a financial professional that you trust so that they can pre-vet it for you. I think the biggest thing you can do is just slow down, because as I said, they're not looking at how intelligent you are. They're looking under pressure, and how that you respond in those times, that urgency. So slow it down, chat to people, jump on Scam Watch, do a search, because 9 times out of 10, someone unfortunately has been targeted before you.
Yes.
But don't click on your links. If something feels off, it will be.
Yes.
So,
And please understand that these people that are scamming you are exceedingly clever.
Yeah.
Exceedingly clever. And they will know all the triggers. They've got the scripts. They know how to manipulate and play people. So these are where I refer to them as criminals. These are not hacks. These are not unintelligent people. These are very bright, very sharp, very manipulative, and they know the psychological threads to pull.
Yeah, absolutely. And even one that we heard of recently was that they'd called a lady. She'd missed the call.
Yep.
It was a scammer. She didn't know at the time. Thankfully, she had something else to do, so she was going to come back to them. In the meantime, before her calling them back, she got another call stating to be from the police.
Oh, wow.
So they're going as far as planting the seed, hoping that they'll get them on the spot. But if they don't, then, yeah, they'll come in and say, oh, it's the police, can you help us? We're tracking this company.
Oh, right.
So she's going, okay, well, how would the police know that I've just been called by these people? And then the police aren't the police, of course. So then, yeah, we're a trusting generation.
This is a double scam, Rachel.
Scam on scam.
So the scam call and then a call from the police saying we're tracking these people.
Yeah, help us out.
Well, help us get them.
Yeah, and because Australians are known to want to help, especially the elderly generation. Yeah, the lady's like, yeah, of course.
Yep, very good. Yeah. So reach out to family members. I don't think the resources are going to be massive. Within, when you're dealing with text messages and emails, if you're unsure, you just delete. If it's
block.
Delete and block. And if you're worried that, you're offending someone or it might have been actually something that needed doing, they'll get to you.
Yeah.
In more legitimate ways.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it is truly your bank and you do owe the Prince of Nigeria, $3,000, it'll come to you in a more legitimate way. But obviously, very good. Anything else, Rach, do you think is worth touching on before we wind it up?
No, I think, just be cautious.
Be cautious.
Slow it down.
Cool.
Yeah.
You do not need to act.
No.
You do not need to do anything.
Yeah.
Very good. Rach, how can people find you on socials?
Yeah, so just under Rachael Todman on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, so the norms.
Fantastic. And feel free to ask Rach a question on any of her videos that she's putting up. She will be happy to provide some answers. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and our YouTube channel, which has now got over 900 videos on it.
Yeah.
Just went over 10,000 subscribers. So,
which is very exciting.
Well, yeah, it is a little bit. Since we've been doing it since 2012. I call it the labour of love. So thank you very much for those that are already subscribed to our podcast. Check out Investor Motivation on YouTube and check Rach and myself out on socials. We'll be there to happy to help. Thank you for listening. And if you've got any topics you'd like us to cover, please let us know. We'll be happy to do so. Cheers. See you next time.